Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you. And I think you'll have to listen. Because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so right, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now
see this? How you cannot go?
Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled to
who are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Where does the fault lie on you? Isn't this something? Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Okay, people calling me about other people. I don't like that. I do not like that. Anyway, hey, you guys. You're not late. We just came on in here. Tails and Slimy. We just came in here. First of all, let me greet everybody. Freddie Johnson, thank you for showing up. C6 Banks, thank you for being here. Zena Turbot is in the house. Good afternoon, sweetheart. And Connie Branch is in the building. Monique Hall, how you guys doing? You guys, guess what? You guys got your wish. I don't know where Tina Powers is at, but you guys got your wish. Say, what's up? I'm going to tell you what's up. Tails and Slimy. Okay, I know who that is now. Anyway, you guys, Jake and Rebecca, remember I told you Wednesday that they were going to be in court Thursday, and it's called a felony statement conference. That's what it's called. Felony statement conference. And that's where you can go in, tell your truth, know all the evidence that's out there, know what they're holding, They can't use it against you. They can't say you said this. They can't. They only thing it is for the prosecution and the defense attorneys and the defendants, the alleged defendants, come together and it's confidential, and they try to come to an outcome, seeing a resolution. They don't want to go to court, so that yes, they do make deals. It's not a plea deal court hearing. It's so that everything. So Tails and Slimy is going to be my grandson, you guys. So you're going to have to watch your mouth in here, okay? Watch your mouth. That's Pooh Bear is in the building. Pooh Bear is in the building. Anyway, so they were in court, and we're only going to, you guys, we're going to start making our lives short and nice for a little bit, because I am tired and I've got to do another 12 tonight. Okay, so let me tell you what happened. He pleaded guilty in court. He pleaded guilty in court, you guys. Yes. Y'all thought this man was, I told you, if he done it once, he would do it again. He pleaded guilty in court. See, this is what's going to happen with that boy up in that boy that's up there in the Naziah Harris case. He's going to do the same thing. You're not the only one.
Yes, I am. Actually, it says...
No, you're not. It does that because people have different commercials. Please quit calling me a liar today.
Sorry.
Bye. Anyway, that is my grandson. He's been out of school for 2 days. And I told him, quit correcting adults. I was talking to a girlfriend of mine, and I told her he was out of school, and he was like, "No, I'm not out of school. The school got conference." Okay. Stop it. Stop it. Being around too many grown folks. Oh, need to be around some kids. Because he wants to correct you. Like he know, like he's smart. Well, he is a smart kid, though. Of course, he get it from his grandma. But he still needs to stay in a kid's place. Anyway, because I got to get this out. Because I can't be on here long. I got to go lay down. But I'm glad, I got woken up. Because I was trying to sleep the day away, and I don't know why I'm so tired, but I'm tired. I'm tired. I need to take me an iron pill or something. I'm tired. Anyway, they at that age, yeah, when they want to tell you all what they know. Anyway, you guys. So Jake appeared in court for his arraignment in September, and October the 16th, which was yesterday, they was in court. It says the father of missing baby Emmanuel has pleaded guilty to murdering in Riverside County. In Riverside County. So they must have murdered the baby at the house. Okay. So the father of the missing baby has pleaded guilty. Pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. Okay. That's the thing right there. He pleaded guilty to second-degree murder And see, they were charging him with maybe first degree or something, intentional, murdering the child and everything. So I guess he got a little deal. See, I'm gonna tell you guys something. For I told you guys this, and Zena remember me saying this. Ain't no way in the world Jake was out there on that mountain with all the police if he wasn't talking and telling and wasn't trying to make a deal. But his attorney probably told him, don't make no deals without me, and he made him forgot where he put the baby. But, all he drove and he buried the baby somewhere out there in the desert, you guys. I'm just telling you, I'm not telling you what he said. I'm just telling you, when we seen him and he had pictures of he was talking, and he put out even information to his wife, will do what it do. Yeah, I really do need to take care of that situation there. So anyway, it says Jake pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the death of his 7-month-old son, Emmanuel, several weeks after the boy's parents falsely reported him missing in Riverside County. Jake appeared in a Riverside courtroom Thursday where he changed his plea from not guilty to guilty. He also pleaded guilty to filing a false police report and assaulting of a child under 8, which, he done made a deal. And then it says he pleaded guilty in court separate from any plea agreement with the district attorney office. Now, let me tell you guys something. He made a deal. He made a deal. Trust and believe. He did. Hold on. Yes, what's up?
Okay, so was I supposed to meet you now?
No. I don't have my car. I got my grandson here.
That's right. That's exactly what you just told me.
Okay. All right.
Look, I had to freaking repeat. I had to catch a repeat.
That's okay. That's okay. But if my husband come home early or something, can I give you a call and we can try to get that done before the weekend?
Yes.
Okay. You'll be ready, right?
I will. I need to grab me an extra driver, but yes.
Okay, but I'll call you. He normally he closes at 5, and my husband don't normally get here until it's time for me to go to work at 4 or 5 because Pooh Bear be here. So I'm not really banking on it, but if he do just show up early, we can do something.
Okay.
All right.
Works for me.
All righty.
All right.
Hey.
Bye.
Bye. So is she going to be charged for the false report because she know what happened? No. She's going to be charged for the false report because it's a false report. If he killed the baby, she's not only going to be charged, but she's going to be convicted because it is a false report. This is what I was telling you guys, okay? They're going to probably have some leniency. She's not going to get a lot of time like him. But she knew that baby been gone. He didn't hit her in the head and say, hola, I'm take the baby and kill the baby. If that's what she trying to say, like it happened, we know good and well it didn't happen. We know it had already happened. So she knew the baby already been gone. But she is in an abusive relationship and she loved Jake. Now, they're going to be lenient on her because there's some domestic violence. And she's some people want to say she's a victim. And some people say that is not victim. Let me tell you something. I believe she is a victim. Hey, Tina Paris, but she's not a victim. Like, she knows, okay, Jake is in jail. And I can understand her making a claim that somebody came up and said, Ola, hit her in the back of the head, gave her black eye. But you know, I don't care what nationality she come from. When she says she woke up on the floor, hold on. When she said she woke up on the floor, I knew that woman was lying. Y'all, I'm telling you, I said the floor, honey, when you're outside, okay, you speak very good English. Don't even try to play that, they try to play the role. I told you guys, and I'm gonna tell you something. That's one reason, like, I try not to get my feelings involved, because here's the thing. You know how when you've been in a situation dealing with a certain nationality, and I have dealt with certain nationalities 2 or 3 times, and they always act like they can't speak English when things get hot, or you try to take advantage of them, or they don't understand. No, you understand. You understand. When my car got totaled and I almost got killed, they drove through a red light, totaled my car. I didn't get a freaking penny, and tow up car, couldn't get to work, whatever. And all of a sudden they can't speak no English or whatever. It makes me mad, because you're doing everything under the sun. And if you don't know the law, the rules, and the regulations, and all of a sudden you can't speak English, you know what? I don't think you need to be driving in America. I don't think so. I mean, you got to abide by the rules and stuff just like everybody else. Don't sit there and try to act like you don't speak English and somebody taking advantage of you when nobody's taking advantage of you. I mean, just like Jake, okay? Jake had this other marriage before Rebecca, and a 10-week-old little girl. This girl can't see. She can't talk. She got some kind of fibrosis in the back, spine. She can't never walk. She can't crawl. She can't do nothing. She can't even hear. This girl can't do nothing. And I'm telling you, from 10 weeks old, Jake beat this baby to a pulp. It's surprising the child didn't die. Okay? And you know what? You know how much time he got? Nothing. He got no time. He walked away from that. It's almost like a miracle. It's like falling out of a plane, going to New York. You're the only one falling out of the plane in New York and get up after falling out the plane and just walk the rest of the way home. That's how ridiculous it is that he pleaded guilty to that and got not 1 day in prison. I'm telling you guys. And I'm going to tell you, it does make me mad, because had it been anybody else, either white or black, I'm just saying, and I ain't got nothing against Spanish, because I got some nephew and nieces that don't even speak English. But I'm just saying, there's all kinds out there. Good, bad, indifference, ugly, evil, liars, manipulators, but what I don't like is you get caught doing something wrong and all of a sudden it ain't a diaper no more, it's a diaper. Trying to act like diaper and I woke up off the floor. You woke up off the floor because you put that child with your ignorant self in jeopardy fighting, which I understand. Once you in it, and you didn't know how it was going to go. Whether you pregnant, you carrying the baby, you holding the baby, or the baby's nearby. Let me tell you something about a mother, and you guys know what I'm saying is true. Let me tell you, you can be in a full-blown argument with somebody. If your child is close by, you know what? That person got the advantage. You're weak. You try to take it outside. You try to just let it calm down. You back down, You be like, oh, I'll wait another day. I'll let them have this and da. I mean, in your mind, because you don't know what can happen, and that child get a world in trouble. That child can get hurt by trying to help you or whatever. I know sometimes you just don't know how it's going to end, and you have to fight for your right, fight to whatever. And we've all been there. We've all been there before, where we done dated somebody or a husband or wife or whatever, and they take you to that level. And your child is in the house, or your child is in the room, or in the car or something. And if it didn't happen, you was in a situation where, what if your child was there when the person slapped you or hit you or whatever, or cussed you out, When you have kids, it definitely slows you down. You may not think it slows you down, but it does. It slows you down a lot. Anywho's, Jake was in court crying like a little baby. And you know what? That tells me that not only he knows he's caught, but also it's a sign of remorse. I'm just letting you guys know. It's a sign. He don't want to get his wife in more trouble. She's standing 10 toes down. She's sitting there talking about, I'm not guilty. I'm pleading not guilty. I'm pleading not guilty. Woman, you're going to jail lying, because you guys had to come up with the lie together. You had to, because he already know what he did. He's sitting there talking about, I did this, I did that, we did this, he let his wife try to take the blame of taking baby Emmanuel out. He let his wife. And she's sitting there, looking like a scaredy cat, lying. And the sad part about this whole situation is the parents, Emmanuel parents, both agreed to lie and not tell us where the baby is at, so that the baby body can be recovered and put to rest. Now, I told you guys this. Exactly. Who cares about Jake? He should get more time this time, or life. And wife should get time. Well, they going to feel a little sorry for her, because she's definitely claiming that she didn't kill the baby. But the false police report, she probably get 5 years and then probation, suspended time or something, because she's a domestic violence victim, which, the violence and the trauma behind that, and your child is gone and deceased. But, you shouldn't walk away. You guys cause the government, which is the state, which is the community, taxpayers, emotional distress, financial just stress, people trying to, they done caught planes, they drove 4 or 5 hours to put a teddy bear on the fence and can't sleep at night and seeing this baby in that eye. I almost want to call it the wicked eye, but cross-eyed. I don't even think the baby probably was cross-eyed when the baby was born. I don't think the baby was cross-eyed. I think he knocked that baby's eye out of position. But most babies, their eyes go inward. I don't know what was going on with Jake. I'm just telling you. And that's probably why that Mark, whatever his name was, had got on that podium and he said that Emmanuel been through a lot of abuse for a lifetime. He was, because I believe it. I believe it. And Jake was like, he ain't been abused his whole life. Yeah, this man, he's gotta be sick. Because I can understand when it tried to take the little girl out. Because, okay, you may not even think the baby's yours. Or she's a girl. You wanted a boy. But for a man to take out this child, which, guess what? The baby looks like him. The baby looks like Rebecca. This is your seed. It's a boy. You guys named this baby Emmanuel. And he didn't make it. He's 7 months old and he didn't make it. Anyway, you guys, let me see. But what's going to happen? Rebecca still is pleading not guilty. So Jake is facing 25 years to life in prison. His defense attorney declined to comment. Okay. Rebecca, the boy's mother, has pleaded not guilty to murder and remains in custody. She is scheduled to appear in court November the 3rd for her preliminary hearing. And Jake is scheduled to be sentenced at that same hearing. So when she's going to her preliminary, let me tell you, she's going to go ahead, you guys, and hey, Lisa Taylor, how you? She's going to go ahead and say she's guilty to not to the murder of the child, but on the false police report. She don't want to do it because that's like saying I lied. And, nobody likes that. Nobody wants that. So, every time when I see that baby's face, I don't even want to put it up anymore. I'll read it to you guys what it says, okay? Rebecca, the boy's mother, has pleaded not guilty to murder and remains in custody. She is scheduled to appear in court November the 3rd for her preliminary hearing. Jake is scheduled to be sentenced at the same time. Jake, 32, was arrested with Rebecca, 41, in connection with the boy's death in August. Initially, the couple claimed that he was kidnapped after an assault attacked the mother. Assailant attacked the mother. According to the San Bernardino County Sheriff Department, Rebecca said she was attacked in Ucapa parking lot August the 14th outside a Big Five store while changing Emmanuel's diaper. But investigators said there were inconsistencies. I don't know why they keep saying it. Like, yeah, we heard the whole story. We know the whole story. Okay. And there was inconsistencies in her initial statement. And when they confronted her about those details, they said she stopped cooperating. Okay. And then authorities arrested the parents at their Cabazon home. I think I'm saying that right. Cabazon home a week after they reported their son missing. In the first week of the investigation, Search teams scored an isolated field in Moreno Valley. They were accompanied by Jake, who wore a jail jumpsuit. Authorities did not find the boy. Officers said the infant's remains have not been located. They have a good idea, they said. They have a good idea. Yeah, Emmanuel means God is with us. Yeah, that's what they named. When asked for an update on the search of the baby remains, the Riverside County Sheriff said that the San Bernardino County Sheriff Department is leading that investigation, but a spokesperson for the San Bernardino County Sheriff Department referred all questions to the Riverside County District Attorney Office. They fighting. They still fighting in there. Don't tell us we're doing this. You're doing that. And then the Foundation for Kids, a nonprofit that offered a cash reward in the earlier days of the search of Emmanuel, criticized the lack of updates from authorities regarding the case and the search for Emmanuel remains. They said Jake's guilty plea is a necessary step towards accountability, but the case is also incomplete. You know what I'm saying? They want I'm gonna tell you guys something. Okay. This Uvalde Foundation for Kids. Okay. It's okay. I don't even want to say it. I won't read no more because I don't know what it's gonna say because I'm reading it for the first time. I don't know what it's going to say, but when I first heard about this foundation and how quickly they put out this cash reward and then they snatched it up, but I ain't never seen them put out a reward like that so fast. But this is different because and I'm going to tell you guys, y'all think I just make this stuff up, but I'm going to tell you my feelings on the whole situation. Okay. This is a foundation for, they're not going to tell you it's for Spanish American, but it really is, but then they don't want to be, the laughing stock, but, they snatched the money up, didn't say nothing, didn't say a word. Now, Jake done pleaded guilty. They sitting there saying, oh, yeah, it's a disgrace how the police ain't putting up updates and letting them, this know and all this other stuff. I'm just going to tell it like a TI is because y'all want to know how somebody's moving when stuff like this happen. You just pay attention because that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Zena says, if anybody forgot, Tina says, if anybody forgot, please put the thumbs up. Thank you. And then Zena says, really, I think they found his remains, but they don't want to release that info because it's too bad of condition, and they feel like a fool for not giving him time in the first place. Okay. I hear you, Zena. Our Fight Now centers, remember that this is that Foundation for Missing Kids. It says our Fight Now centers on recovering Emmanuel and enacting Emmanuel's law. So they're trying to make a law now, the baby's name in Emmanuel's law, to protect other kids from falling through the cracks of a broken system. As the search for Emmanuel was underway, focus shift from the mother to both parents after it came to light that Hero had a previous conviction for child abuse in 2018, and then wife was interviewed. Wife were interviewed by Hammett police after their boy was examined at a local hospital. Hold on. In 2018, Hero and his then wife was interviewed by the police after their baby was examined at a local hospital, according to a police affidavit seeking an arrest warrant. The unidentified girl had a skull fracture, several healing fractures to her ribs, a brain hemorrhage, swelling in the neck, and a healing tibia fracture in her leg. A doctor who examined the child told police that the girl had intracranial hemorrhage, brain injury, cervix spine injury, and renal hemorrhaging and other injuries. Golly, she was bleeding from the head on the inside. Her back pretty much was crushed, her spine, her bone, her leg, her tibia leg bone. You got your big bone, your tibia is right, next to the foot between the knee and your ankle. That's your tibia bone, okay, you guys? For those of you that don't know, that's a pretty big bone to be. I mean, somebody break that bone. Golly. That's crazy. That's crazy. To break that bone. Think about it. Think about it, you guys. Think about it. That's crazy. Anyway. Um, mm. You know, that's crazy. Literally, you have to be like those kind of, let me say this. Zena says, really, I think they found his remains, but they didn't want to release that info because it's bad of condition. And they feel like a fool for not giving him time in the first place. Yeah, they do. Let me say this to you guys. These kind of injuries, I'm going to give you the realistic. Is injuries that you see when somebody's been hit by like a train. Okay? That's how horrible. Yeah. That's how horrible it is. People come into the emergency room that's been hit by trains, been in a car, plane, crash, stuff like that, with these kind of injuries. Okay? This can't be no accident. That's why it was horrible for him not to have even one day. He didn't do one day. This baby came in, and the mama sitting there talking about she don't understand why the baby ain't breastfeeding. She can't understand why the baby not drinking the milk, breastfeeding. Maybe because all the broken bones, she can't see, bleeding of the brain, hemorrhaging all over her body, back all broke up, leg all broke up, head all. This man didn't miss not one part of this baby body. He took the top, the middle, and the bottom. The brain, the spine, the leg. You see what I'm saying? The brain, the head, boom, 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 boom. The back, boom, 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 boom. And the legs, boom, 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 boom. This baby couldn't walk, crawl, get away, nothing. Helpless. While this baby had to take a beating. And so the outrage is still, if you really listen to what this child went through, the surviving child, must I say. The surviving child. That's why everybody knew Jake. They knew Jake did it. And they knew Rebecca, being 41, was covering it up because she is in love. And She knew what happened to her baby. This woman knew what happened to her baby and decided, you know what? I'm just gonna. Yeah. I'm going to tell them this. I'm going to tell them that. They knew weeks ahead of time that that baby was gone. Months. Maybe a month. You know how I tell you guys when people done something, they move differently. I think had they not went to that big five and they went somewhere else, like say for instance, blow out their tire on the highway out there in the desert, and say they caught a ride or something, and somebody took them somewhere and let them out and made them walk or whatever, and the baby was in the car asleep or something. That's what they should have said or did, I mean, there might be holes in that story, but you ain't got no cameras. And don't take nothing out the house because you don't want to look at pictures in the car seat or the bicycle or the swing and the crib and stuff. You can't done sold that stuff off and don't have no memories of this child. But let me say this, you guys. Had something of that nature happen, and they did not, because we wouldn't have known something even happened to Emmanuel had not they made a report. So I don't know what was the pressure for Jake and Rebecca to come up with a lie and make a report. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what they could have easily done. And I look at it like this because somebody's going to try it, They could have just do what other people do. They jump up and move to a different state. You know what I'm saying? You're not losing anything. You know what I mean? You're not losing anything. Jump up and move to another state. Okay, you tell one family member, oh, he's staying with the mother-in-law, until I get my life right. We're trying to move. There's a little girl right now. I can't remember what state she's out of, but she's 9 years old. They haven't seen this child in a whole year. The mother was homeschooling the child, and she's been missing for a whole year. The baby ain't at the house, and they asked where the child was at because she's supposed to enroll. Even when you homeschool, you're supposed to do certain things. Yeah, that's what you do. You just move. And that makes it complicated because they'll be like, well, when was the last time the baby been seen? And da 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 and woo 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 woo. And you know what I'm saying? And nobody would have known. If you didn't never make a report, nobody would have ever known. You could have said the state got the child. Nobody's going to go and check the state. Is the child there? Freddie says, I've never been in love to have my child hurt by anyone. Tina says, somebody breaks that bone, you're in trouble. Any type of injury, you're in trouble. Anyway, let me tell you. Let me share with you. We see how people normally get out of stuff. They don't just stay around and continue to live. They move. Because, these criminals think that they are smart. Think out in the middle of the night And then the family's like, we think there's been some type of somebody some pedophile took the baby. Let me tell you, pedophiles is not walking around in the middle of the night waiting for a lost baby to be outside, walking by themselves. A little 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, walking with diaper on or whatever by themselves. That's just like that baby that was supposed to have fall out the window, and I guess it got up and walked away. And then the family sitting there, we're mad because they could have checked all the houses around here. Y'all think people got time? Yes, Tina says Jacqueline Torres. That's the baby's name. Yes. Yes. They think they're smart. They and I know why they think people are smart. I mean dumb. Is because they watch so much TV. They look at TV and they try to do some of this stuff they see on TV. That stuff is so full of holes and stuff. I can't even normally watch stuff. It just makes you sick. And it do. Because I'm going to say this, I mean, if I was on that kind of time that they're on and something happened, I would pack everything up and sell this house so quick it ain't even funny. And then I would move. I would just move. For real. By the time you guys would catch me, I would be an old woman. Shoot, I wouldn't have to have no nursing home. Just send me on to jail. I'll be in my 70s, 80s. Just right down the street. Getting 3 cots. Well, getting a cot and 3 square meals. And getting some medical. You know? If I want to wake up and come out my cell, I wake up and come out my cell. They'll put you in some kind of nursing home or whatever. You know. There's people like that. You know? Anyway. Last night, a cot and 3 hots. Yeah. I was at work and I had got the news. I smiled all night. I was so tired. But I said to myself, I know I'm not going to have time to come on this live, but I'm going to make it happen some kind of way, shape, form, or fashion, because this is good news. This is really good news that Emmanuel is going to get some kind of justice for what they done to him. And I just couldn't believe Rebecca done something. But I was so angry, and I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I was so angry with Rebecca because mothers are not supposed to be like that. I wasn't raised to see something where a mother protected the man on a death, killing. But in any situation, it could have happened. I believe it could have happened to me. It could happen to any child when you're, vulnerable and innocent. And if somebody tell you to get in the car or they're going to whoop your butt, only thing you're thinking about is getting in the car. You don't want to get a whooping. They could be taking you straight into the woods and just choke you out. They really ain't even got to choke you out. They could put a gun to your head and blow your head off, and there you are, Like these parents now, they watch so much TV, They get away with so much stuff that they tell the most weirdest lies. Some man walked up behind her and said, "Hola." You had to add that detail. Out of all the details in the world, you had to add a man walked behind you and said, "Hola." So you know the Spanish community is so angry with them too right now. It's just that way. You got Spanish community, black community, white community, Asians, you got gay community, you got all kind of communities out there that, when something happened to one of theirs, it's like they wasn't raised to do stuff like that, you know? And they never would have thought that one of theirs would take out their baby like this and then make up a lie and target their own community, that somebody in their community that speaks no good English say hola and hit them on the head. That's why, they was in court. It wasn't mocking Rebecca when, well, on the Tira say hola, he's letting her know, I'm on your tail. You in jail and you gonna stay in there because you don't do that to a child. I don't care what color you are. It's a disgrace. It's embarrassment. And then you standing 10 toes down with this man. And I told you guys, I said, she's 41. He 30 something. She got the man blues. This woman got the man blues. He's sitting there. She's a good mother and leave her alone. She's a good mother. She love her kids. Do. You trying to protect her, but you're trying to protect yourself. And it was eating at him. Yeah. Jake was on that mountain. Even though you didn't see him point a finger or go dig up some stuff or say, go over here, go over there, Jake was on that mountain in Moreau Valley trying to remember where he done took this baby. Because the baby's out there. You know? Yeah. Who is Pooh Bear talking to? Who are you talking to, Pooh Bear?
I don't know. I'm just trying to put this in my backpack. I'm trying to get the car out so we can go over there.
Okay.
But I have no words to say it. What?
Nothing. So, you guys, I'm actually speechless, to be honest with you. I'm happy that he finally came out and said what he did. If nobody appreciate a person coming out and saying, look, okay, I'm guilty. I done this. I done it all. False police report. I took out the baby. And people talking about that's accountability. Mad as I am, it is accountability. but you get no reward for your accountability. You may get not, 2 life sentence, maybe, 3 life sentence. You wasn't gonna get that no way. He was probably gonna. I'm gonna tell you right now, it wasn't gonna be. Oh, he gets 7 life sentence. They're gonna dig a hole underneath the prison. He'll never get out again or not. You know, as light as his sentence was gonna be, to some people, it's light. To me, it's light because as an African American woman and seeing when a black man or a black woman has that same case, it's almost like jobs. You work harder, just so they can think that, like you're not a really good person. And so, it's something really important about this case, you guys. Freddie says God showed him a baby name with a biblical meaning. God said Jesus' name will be Emmanuel, God with us. Yeah. In all reality, I want to say I think Jake had one of his episodes went off. The mother had the baby. He didn't care. He went off beating her and he hurt the baby, and the mother tried to stop him. And she was on the floor and he went off. He didn't care then. He do care now, but he don't care about the baby. He know that he's never going to get out. So he's never going to get out, so he might as well go ahead and tell the truth. And he might as well not just get everybody involved. He should go ahead and just take the whole rap. And maybe Rebecca will forgive him and be there for him. I don't know. Yeah, some people can't live with themselves. I think that has something to do with it. But I think the pressure from the community and the police, sometimes, you think the police don't do a good job. I think they did okay in this case. I didn't like how they swung it, like, yeah, I'm gonna jump on the community about them doing this and being keyboard what warriors and da 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 da. Hey, the internet, the social media was on their butts. They were mad. They were the Spanish community was mad. The people in California was mad. The people over the world was mad about this child, especially finding out about the 10 weeks old little girl that did not get no justice. She's still alive. But what kind of life is it? Horrible. Anyway, you guys, they both going to have court November the 3rd. Rebecca's going to be in court for her preliminary hearing, which is going to be weird because Jake is going to be in court for his sentence on November the 3rd. They could have sentenced him right then and there, but no, they're not going to sentence him right then and there. They're going to wait it out because guess what? They're trying to get Rebecca to come clean too. Now, I'm telling you, it costs the state a lot of money for all these hearings but you know what? We got a right to all these things. It doesn't mean she's going to get out, but they're trying to get her a better deal. And that might be the way. You ain't got to worry about it because Jake done already said he plead guilty. He can go back and change, but they said he was in that court crying like a baby. And you know, normally when you go to the court and you cry and you ask for mercy for the court and whatever, yeah, they do give you mercy. But the thing about it, when you plead guilty and everything, you know, they have to make a deal. Well, we'll take this off the table. We take that off the table. If you tell us this, if you tell us that. Rebecca sitting there looking at the whole thing going down. She now know. Nobody has to tell her. He did not take a deal. She was right there when he pleaded guilty and started crying. And I wonder what the look on her face looked like. I do. Okay, Rebecca. You doing too much. It's a lot. All right, you guys. I'm gonna get off of here. We're trying to make our lives shorter. I keep saying, oh, I'm gonna do a 15-minute live. Oh, I'm gonna do a 30-minute live. It always lasts a whole hour. But I'm finna get off of here. Hold on, Pooh. I'm gonna get off of here. Close my door, please.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't have to go out, but just close
Bye.
it. All right, Pooh saying bye, you guys. But I am pleased with the outcome. And you guys should too. You guys should be happy that, you know, he came out and said, hey, yeah, I did this. Because that is some relief. That's, you know, you ain't got to worry about 5 years from now somebody walking up saying, hey, they found a baby that's, you know, kindergarten named Emmanuel and da-da-da-da-da and do-do-do-do-do, you know? But anyway, you know, I'd rather know the truth. I just rather know the truth than to sit back and still be thinking that one day we're going to all get together and sing Kumbaya and the baby is right there, you know. But the thing about it, people would say, oh, how could you feel that way, SP? Because when you know the truth, and bad as it is, you know, you get some comfort into knowing that, you know, that part of life, of situation, you may not understand it, but at least you know. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I love you. It was good news coming on today to share with you that Jake, I know if you guys heard it, you heard it, but you know, I almost went live while I was at work. I was like, I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna go sit in the corner and go live, but I didn't.
Another bye just for them. Hello. Ow, my foot.
Anyway, I will catch you guys Monday between 1 and 3.
Your call has been forwarded to.
No, the keys I must have left them up in the. No, Sonya's keys. I must have left them up in the room on that table. I gotta go back up there. Hello?
Hey.
Yeah, I gotta. I hope that's where I left the keys at.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it there. Let me go back up here and look and see if I left them. Shoot. I left the keys in here.
You went here again? You went here again? What happened?